Welcome to episode 5. So I wanted to show this just real quick. This was the one that I cut down at the end of last episode. We just kept that much of it. And that ended up, it was just way too much to take to the sawmill because the sawmill's filling up. So this one, I think it's basically the same tree. I kept a lot more on the trunk and I'm trying to take a lot less to the sawmill, but there's still a lot there. Oh, I missed one and I don't know that I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've already got 5. Yeah, see, that's the other issue is when I cut it higher up, I end up with a lot more branches. So I'm trying here. I think I'm going to get a tree, maybe 2 trees, and then the sawmill's going to be full. So we're probably going to have to advance to the next month. Yeah, that almost filled it up. So I'm pretty much out of wood storage. So I could put another one of these wood storages in. That'd give me another 75,000 liters. I'm not crazy about that, though. Like, that's a little tiny sawmill. I think having that stack of logs there looks realistic. I think having 2 of them, it's like, that's a lot of wood for that little sawmill. So I don't really want to do it. I think we're just going to kind of stop there, and I'll just advance the day till tomorrow. So skipping days didn't really drop the thing hardly at all. So I'm going to go ahead and add a second one. I don't really want to. I'm not crazy about it, but I want to keep going on this, and I don't want to have trees and branches everywhere. So we'll do it, and I'll tear one of those down later. Okay, the first one's full, and I just threw one little branch in the second one. So what we'll have to do is come over here. When there's room in this one, I'll have to grab these logs, pick them up, and then drop them, and there's another trigger on top of this stack. So it actually looks really realistic. You're going to pick this log up and then drop it on this stack, and yeah, and then it'll spawn again over here and go into the sawmill. It is what it is. If I don't do that, I kind of have to stop logging for 6 months, and I really want to clear those trees on the back of that field just so I can rip it up and plant a grass field there, because it's going to be much easier to harvest the grass if there's an actual field. So, all right, I'm not sure I'm all in the trigger here. This branch was a bit of a problem, but I'm hoping for 20 grand. 19, pretty close. Let's send this guy back to the farm. What do you mean you can't reach farm? You definitely should be able to reach farm. We've literally done this before. Maybe because you're not on that one? Okay, you can reach farm from there. So there's something about this auto drive path that goes that way that it doesn't connect. That was the only issue. I think I'll probably take these out, which it looks like a bunch of crappy more elm trees, and then a couple good ones, and then some more crappy elm trees. So I guess we'll do this side first and then come over here. Although over here, I'm not going to take out. There's a bunch of bushes here that I'll just mow down. There's not that many trees. Now let's do this side first. And there is one contract that's kind of worth doing. That's a lime contract. But then I end up spending so much money on the lime. I just don't really want to deal with it. So first load, only 3 logs, but they're huge. Oh, thought I was on the trigger. 17,800. Second load, only 2 trees, only 7,000. I didn't remove the branches. The actual physical part didn't stick out that far. Those were virtual branches that stuck way out, and I'm just tired of removing them. So we're just going to pretend they weren't there. Okay, this is the third load. There was also another tree for 3,400 and another tree for 3,000, and I had to super strength them over. There was an incident, and I mentioned in the first episode, you can reset a truck to get it out of a stuck situation, but it's going to reset it to the shop, and you're going to lose its inventory. So I just super strength the trees, so like I can reset this, and then reset this. Yeah, so I just super strength the trees over manually. That's what happens when you don't cut the branches off. I'm tired of cutting the branches off. I'm kind of over it, and this is the problem. You know, the game has logging, and it's not meant for those trees, and 85% of the trees back there are those American elms. But I'm almost done, so I'm just going to power through. I have been running the time faster just to try to get later in the afternoon and see if I had more contracts. And there's actually 3 lime contracts now, 15, 10, and then 9. So I think that's worth doing. But in order to make sure we get the lime for a decent price, I got to buy it at the store. So I'm going to send this guy to the shop, and I'm going to fill it up with lime there, which will be kind of a pain. But that's the best way to make sure I actually make a decent profit on those. In the meantime, it'll be back to trees. Fourth load. I think it's only two of the big elms, but I had to chop them up to get them on the trailer. Okay, I finished the first one. I'm back here. I didn't pay attention to what this said it was going to use. I bought $3,300 in lime, and I used half. So I used like $1,600 in lime. I'm going to buy a little more just because we're over here. I'm almost done with the logs. So the sawmill's full, both of the wood storages are full, and then I just started taking everything over to the sell point, and I wasn't cutting branches off. So yeah, I didn't make nearly as much profit off of those when you don't take the branches off and kind of chop the logs down shorter. So basically, I would say instead of making like 20,000 a load, I was making, like 8,000 a load. I mean, I lost quite a lot, but I'm done with it. I just don't want to do it anymore. Yeah, I've got one more log over here. That's it. And then everything else is chopped down. And I not only, let me go into 3D here. It'll be a little bit easier. I not only cut all the trees down. There's still all the bushes. I cut all the trees down here, but there was one tree there and then 2 trees here. And I took those out just so I can mow this. We will not make this a grass field, but I can mow it manually. And then when we make a grass field here, it'll basically be from here to there to it'll kind of curve in a little bit and curve back out a little bit. It'll go a little bit this way, but I'm not going to like extreme do it. And then these 2 trees here are actually behind this fence, so it doesn't even do me any good to cut those down, even if I wanted to. But let me get this thing sold, and then we'll be done with logging for quite a while. I'll go ahead and take this stuff off. So I could get the brush hog and go over there and knock down the bushes and the stumps, but it's also going to cut the grass, and the grass in those areas is fine. It could be harvested, but then the other grass that we harvested last month, it still needs another month, it looks like. So I think I'm just going to wait until next month, and then I can run the brush hog over there and I can just mow everything down. I'm doing this different than I did before. I don't know that it matters. Anyways, next month we'll brush hog all of that and mow it all, and then worry about planting grass. I mean, I could like make a field now and plant grass, but then I wouldn't get to harvest more hay this year. So there was a spraying contract. I'd have to go get herbicide. I'm kind of thinking we're done with today anyway. Obviously I have to finish these lime contracts up, but and just our rules, I can start another contract as long as it's going to be done before these lime contracts are done. So like I could do, where was it? Yeah, there's a spraying contract, but I got to buy like $2,000 in herbicide, and I don't think I'm really going to do it. So basically I think we're kind of done for the year, and we need to run all of our equipment through. I already left something here. Okay, I can't drive through that way. We're going to run all of our equipment through that we're done with, and we will refuel it and repair it, and we will, let me actually refuel while I'm sitting here. Looks like he's full. Refuel, repair, and clean it. And the cultivator didn't get that dirty, but some of the stuff is very dirty. I think I'll finally get the straw bale out of this field. I've driven by it so many times. He's done liming the second contract and is on the way back to the store. I just need to sit here just to ride back over to the barn. Yeah, like that. And I'm in the process of getting everything all cleaned up and put away still. I guess I'll go ahead and wash the mower too. But as soon as he's done with that other lime contract, then we'll skip to next month. If my math is correct, I'm going to end up spending $8,000 in lime, because I think I bought 9 bags and then 5 bags and then 4 bags. And this 4th bag is going to, like 95% of it's going to go into here. So it should just be just over 12,000 here when that stops. Yeah. So there'll be a bag sitting here, but it's essentially empty. So $9,000, and I'll end up getting 10, 9, and 15. Yeah, that's totally worth it. Yeah, and then this bag should have like literally nothing in it. Does it show me? Yeah, 10 liters. Can I just throw this in there, like physically, and take it with me, and it won't fall out? I think I can. And I'm going to do too what I should have been doing before, and I'm going to be smart. I'm going to set him to do headlands first, and do curves, because that should maximize the amount of lime he puts down. All right, so to maximize the lime, I'm going to have it do the headlands first, and then, see, when it goes to do that row, it's going to waste a bunch, and that row, it's going to waste a bunch. But if I can take over and then just have it do the middle rows, I'll get to 95%, which will be enough, and it will waste the least amount of lime, basically. I'll be able to get to 95% using less lime than if I just let it go up and down and then do the headlands last. I've limed multiple fields and not had a problem, so I don't know why this field is different. It's got to be something to do with the mod, though, that lets you add lime contracts. Okay, well, I'm just going to let him drive around. No, actually, I don't even have to go that far. That's just a waste of time. Let's say that we were going to use 80% of the lime. Let's say there's 2,000. Lime set 2,000. Okay, there were 2,000 liters of lime left. Oh, okay, we used all the lime. Cool. All right, now field 91. Which one of these is the fields under? Field 91. I want to set. I don't remember what here. We limed it. Contract complete. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's send this guy back home. We are ready to advance to the next month. I'm going to go ahead, though, and because I was looking, we're going to be able to sell stuff December, January, February, March. So there's really no reason to have a bunch of money just sitting in my account, and we might as well. I'm just going to pay exactly $100,000 down just to drop the loan from 765 to 665, and I think that's a good even number, because then I'll remember, like, okay, I have $100,000 in loan available, and it's going to by paying off that $100,000, we won't pay as much interest between tonight and tomorrow. So let's go ahead and jump to tomorrow, and I will get ready to mow, but I'm also going to check the contracts. I went to 9:30 just to try to get the sun up a little bit more, but it's kind of cloudy and it's going to rain, so I stopped. Contract-wise, most of these I can't do. They're all, sugar beets or something, but I mean, there's a soybean contract here. We could do that for 12,000. That's the only one. I'm not really that interested. I was looking at the machinery sale, and I mean, this isn't bad here. For 50 grand, we could upgrade our baler, and it's got a built-in wrapper, but they're the small round bales only. I'm not crazy about that. If I'm doing round bales, I want the big ones. And then this seeder here is, I mean, it's 9 meters wide, and it's a huge discount, but at the same time, 300 grand is like really expensive for a 9-meter cedar. I don't even know what this is, because this isn't like a normal cedar I've ever seen. I don't know. It looks different because it's like, I don't know. It just looks really expensive. I don't think it's a good deal, basically. I'm going to start by, because I would like to just kind of mow back and forth, but I got to back into these bushes. So I'm not going to time lapse it because I have to keep spinning the camera to back up. Once I get the bushes mowed down, then I'll time lapse me just mowing the grass. I did use object hider to just delete the stumps. I don't mind backing up with this thing and deleting the bushes with the actual brush hog. It doesn't bother me because it's mostly, it works. Every once in a while it's finicky. But the stump thing, no, I don't want to mess with it. I just deleted them when when there's that many stumps. It gets on my nerves how you can get on it and you'll hear it grinding and just grinding and grinding and grinding, and it's just not doing anything. So I don't think I'll time lapse. I mean, you've seen me Ted and windrow, and especially the windrowing takes a while. I'll bring you back to bale though, because that's going to be quite a few bales. Slight change of plans. I've complained before about the windrower. The mower and the tedder and the windrower are all about the same width, but just because the way the windrower brings it all to the center and the width of it, it takes so much longer. So yeah, I've got the money if I take all that money back out from the loan. And, you know, I just said a little bit ago that we're going to get a bunch of money next month, right? So yeah, let's just max the loan back out. And what I really want is one of these. And I don't think these other ones do it. I think these only center. And what this one can do and this one, and I don't know why they seem identical other than one's a lot cheaper. They added the Europe stuff on it. So for that reason, gosh, that's $20,000 more though. Do I want to pay $20,000 just to not have the reflector things? Not really. I guess we're going to get this one. Yeah. So what this one will do is I don't know why I'm doing that. You can windrow center, but you can also windrow left or right. I don't know what I just did. Okay. Let me sell this. Jeez. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I was getting distracted by something else. So got that bought, got that sold. And yeah, so this will let us windrow left and right. And I think this one is wider than the other one, but that doesn't really matter. It could be the same width. The point is I can windrow all that width to one side and then go back down the other side and windrow it all back to one side. And essentially it ends up being twice as wide, or I bale quicker, however you want to look at it. But either way, we'll send this guy back to the farm and then I'll just do a quick time lapse when we windrow. There's a couple spots of hay left, but the trailer's completely full. I would have to go unload the trailer and then come back. And honestly, I'm not sure where to unload the trailer. Because right now I'm just planning on driving into the barn and leaving all this hay on the trailer. I know we have enough hay over on the side of the barn to get through the winter. And then, I mean, I'm going to want some hay storage building, but I don't want to buy it now. So yeah, we'll just leave this hay here. This happened when I was coming out, and it was the hay wagon. And it's like there's some invisible object right here. That's so weird. Nothing else gets stuck right there, but that hay wagon gets stuck on, and it has something to do with my little repair center, but whatever. So we can sell our canola in December, and it looks like the best prices right now, and the best place to sell it is just literally right on the other side of the river. So it'll all fit in one truck. So I'm just going to grab a truck and just drive it over there and sell it myself. We're going to get like 35 grand. That's still not going to quite make up for how much I spent last month. That's not going to get us, because I'd like to pay the loan back down 100,000, but you know, next month we'll be able to. And then next month we'll sell wheat. We'll get 35 grand for that approximately. And then in February, we can sell all of our lettuce, which will get us a lot. And then the planks, that's going to get us a lot too. Yeah, that's a lot. And those planks, I bet I have a year's worth of wood over there. Yeah, at some point we'll have to go transfer from the one wood storage to the other, but and if this was more than one load, I could set up auto drive, or I could put 2 trucks on it and auto drive or whatever, but just one truck, I'll just run it over myself. So we should make like, what, 28 grand it said? Oh, well, it doesn't know now because I took it out of the storage. I think it was 28. 35. Oh, it didn't say that much, did it? Didn't it say 28? Because it was 35 for the wheat. Well, either way, I'll take it. Okay, I got this truck filled with wheat. I got that guy making his circles, filling up the water, because I don't know exactly how much it uses per day. I'm pretty sure I could go another month and not run out of water in the greenhouses, but I don't really want to risk it. So I'll just get him filling that up. And then the sawmill's full, and then, that other storage is full, and we've only gone through 15,000. So it looks like we're using like 5,000 liters a month of wood, and we've got 150,000. So, yeah, I literally have more than a year's supply. And actually, for this, since we're going to go twice, I will just say you go from the farm to grain barge with the wheat and go. And he can just do his thing. And I already checked. There's no contracts that are worth anything, which, you don't really expect there to be. And I'll run into the barn in January. Where are you going? Okay, good. I know this is a convoluted mess, but I watched him come back in. Well, first of all, I had it set to farm and not farm silo, but I watched him come back in, and he has to come in and then drive all the way around the farm and then come. I don't know why that's crazy there, but he has to come and then this way. And I'm like, oh, I'll just connect here to there. So when he comes in, he could go straight to here and then circle around and come back out. Just for those times when you got to make multiple trips. No reason to circle the farm to come back here when you could just literally come in. So the full truck I got right at 25,000, and this one should be right about 10, because that'll be 35, which is what it said. 8. Maybe I got 27,000. I don't know. It seemed all about right. So that's it for this month. Okay, we are in February, and we have, according to this, about $150,000 in lettuce to sell at the restaurant. 151 according to this. Now I'm just going to tell you right up. I bought the tractor. I've got the front end loader. I got the forks. I got the trailer. I've got everything I need to do this realistically. As someone who drives a forklift in real life, let me tell you that I am going to cheat, and I am going to pick these pallets up, and I am going to put them on the trailer, because in real life, I could do this quicker than in game. The way that the pallets stick to the forks and your depth perception, and I'm going to cheat, because I think a lot of people get frustrated trying to mess with the pallets with a machine like that, but especially someone that does it in real life who knows that it's not that difficult to put a pallet on a flatbed trailer like this, especially coming from the side. Yeah, it just drives me crazy. So we're 100% cheating. I have everything I need right here. I'm just going to cheat. So I will bring you back when we have a fully loaded trailer. I am all loaded up and on the way to the restaurant. This trailer is a little sketchy. The ratchet straps only seem to hold down what is literally under the ratchet strap. So, for example, that pallet right there that's not strapped, it's literally not strapped. Yeah, it. Some of the things are kind of moving a little bit, so I'm trying to be real careful. Real careful. This is one of the things I don't like too. Is yes, a restaurant might buy produce directly from a farm, but there's a limited amount. A restaurant's not going to buy that much lettuce. It's just not going to happen. Not like a little restaurant like this where you're delivering it to the restaurant location. See how those were all the ones that weren't strapped down. Those were all the ones that weren't strapped down. All right. Yeah, so I just got to remember that with this trailer. Well, we're not going to use this trailer a bunch. I want an auto load trailer, but couldn't afford one yet. Now you can find your way back to the farm. He didn't touch the sign. He didn't touch the sign. And he might be ready to go back to the other greenhouse. No, you're still filling that one up. Okay. Okay. The sawmill. There's a thing with the sawmill. I have to go over here every day. And the wood that's sitting here won't auto go in. I have to pull it out of the trigger and then it goes in. I don't know why. It just doesn't update. Just doesn't know that it's there. But as long as I do that once a day, the sawmill doesn't run out. And we'll be able to next month sell quite a lot of planks. This warehouse is... Oh, that's what they're for buying. I'm confused. I might have been looking at the wrong thing. Buying. But that's if I'm buying it. Buying means I'm buying, not they're buying. Because they would be selling. That's very confusing. So selling means they're buying. If I'm selling it, I'm getting that price. Oh my God. Who came up with this and didn't understand how confusing it would be? So if I wanted to buy, that's why that price is so high. If I'm selling it at the warehouse. No, but this says 58. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm tempted to, where's the warehouse? Let me figure this out. Okay, I figured it out. It is what I thought originally. It's not confusing. No, so they are selling these things. No, because that's what I just got was those prices. They're buying them. They're buying them. The reason it's so expensive is because these are just, they take a little bit and then the playground's finished, right? So selling means I'm selling. So if I sell, it's that price. No, see, it is really confusing. Oh, the playground's selling wood. Oh, they are? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go buy some. Well, you can't buy any. Well, you just said they're selling. Well, no, when I say selling, I mean you're selling. So they're buying. I'm sorry. That's whoever did that is an idiot. That's too confusing. Okay. What's their price? I don't know. I've been in a million video games and there's buy and there's sell and it's never been confusing before. And now I'm standing here like, oh, wait a minute. So apparently I could go to the warehouse and I can buy wood or I can sell. And when I say it like that, it makes sense. But when I say, what's the price of that business selling it for? Oh, you mean, what am I buying it for? I don't know. That's not how you talk. You don't say like, oh, Lowe's sells. You say Lowe's sells 2x4s for whatever. You don't say I buy 2x4s for whatever at Lowe's. I don't know. It's confusing. Anyways, so that's why those are so high. So either way, it thinks the price is higher in March. Don't ask me to explain that. Oh my Lord. Felt like I was doing something else too, and I've totally lost track. Was I doing something else? Oh, I know what the other issue was. When I tried to spawn the pallet, this thing just has this little spawn marker like this. So that's why I put it here. It spawned the wood in here. There's no marker there. There's a marker here, and it's like, okay, here's the input for this building, and here's the output. Well, they mean here's the output. Yeah. This is going to be here for a while. I don't know how to do this. Obviously, I shouldn't have put that there. I could build I don't know. This is all messed up. Hold on. So this is my plan. It spawns the logs, and I grab them. And luckily, this is a ramp here. And we dump them out onto the ground. And we try to dump them out straight. And then I park the truck there so they can't go anywhere. And unfortunately, each of these logs are only 1,000 liters. That's just the way it spawns them. So I have to get like 50 of these logs out of here. And then we'll be able to tear this down. And I guess if I decide to put this back up, I could technically just leave the 50 logs sitting over here on the ground. But if I put it back up, obviously there should be a big gap here. You know, I didn't know it was going to spawn those there. That's not where the marker is. Live and learn. This isn't too bad, though. I'm, probably at least a third of the way there. Minus 154 liters, it's empty. So let's just make a little space here. And yeah, it's actually not that bad. I kind of was worried about like performance-wise, especially when I started doing stuff where I was like moving them all down at once, and it wasn't really a problem. So I should be able to sell this thing here. Hey, and now we've got access to all of our pallets. So I'm going to say that this thing, and let's just move all this out. Actually, hold on. No, let's put it all back. Let me put it all back in there because I want to see exactly how it tries to spawn it. Because I want the most in there as possible, because maybe there's a third row and I don't know about it. So if I come up to this and I say 17, so it definitely wants to do 2 rows, and it's actually doing it there too. So I need to probably move that over some, because I don't like that. So right now it looks like I've got that marker hidden in there. So I want to say I had it like that. So I'm going to go like that. And that should hopefully move it back far enough. I don't want to risk like the thing coming out and it's not in the trigger, but. So then my next question would be, is there going to be a third row if you tried to spawn more than 17? Because I would need a couple more days to figure that out. Or maybe I shouldn't put that thing back there. Maybe we'll just leave all these logs sitting here. I could probably drive the trailer. I could probably move the truck away. I think we'll just risk the biscuit there and leave that there. All right, that's fine. So I guess we're going to wait till next month to sell that. That was really the whole point of all this, was I was trying to figure out if I should sell this stuff now or not. I'll go ahead and load it up now, and then we'll just skip to March and we'll sell it, and then that'll be the end of the episode. So it looks like the actual best price is the carpentry place where we've been selling the trees. I will at some point like go and take these things, but because each one wants like a couple of pallets each, and I don't want to drive this to 5 different places. I just want to go sell it and be done. But at some point, I'll load some stuff up and take a few here, take a few there, whatever. Just not today. Not today. So we'll go over and sell this, and that'll be the end of the episode. We'll see how much money we got. And on one hand, yeah, I need to pay the loan down a whole bunch. But then I'm going to say we're not going to buy a planter. We're not going to buy a planter. But should we buy land? Should we pay the loan down, or should we buy land? That I'm not really sure. Because on one hand, well, honestly, we should buy land, because the interest rate is only like $3,000 a day, and instead of paying that down $300,000 or whatever, using that to buy land, we're going to get way more money out of that land than we would save on the interest. Not necessarily how it would work in real life, but possibly. Yeah, so we should probably do that. Why are there so many school buses right here? He's going to turn Nope. Okay, good. You went the other way. Now, I don't know. The wood sells here. Does this sell here, or do I need to be in that? No, the wood sells there. Okay. Okay, so that was only 123,000. I think the prices, it's throwing the prices off because it's basing it on those expensive places. Anyways, that's 400 grand. I mean, that's almost half our loan. Yeah, so I'll decide in between episodes if I'm going to buy land, if I am, because I know. Actually, I could just have this guy drive back to the farm while I'm thinking. I know that I want to try to stay close. It makes sense to buy big fields. And I was kind of thinking like buying these 3. I can't afford that, I don't think. No, 225 plus basically 300. And that's not even that great of a field. What are these? Well, no, because that's 500 grand there. And that's kind of a pain to get to because you got to go over and then like up and through the woods and stuff. Yeah, I'd rather buy all 3 of these. And I don't know that it makes sense money-wise to buy 2 of them and not the third. I don't know. I'll think about it in between episodes. That's all I'm going to say. I'll think about it in between episodes and decide what we're going to do next time. I'm like, obviously next time it's going to be planting season and we've got to, I was going to swing to the right I got to turn all the way around to swing back around. It'll be planting season, so we got to do lime and fertilizer and cultivate and plant our fields and get all of that stuff going. And it'll be time for contracts, probably. I'm going to try not to do as many contracts, though. And we won't have to worry about doing any kind of logging for a long time. A long, long time. And, yeah, we'll have animals. More animals soon, too, right? In like 2 months or something. All right. Anyways, see you guys next time.